Let's break down what is happening with Hunter and also the Bidens and bring in, of course, our experts here. Former Chief Counsel on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Victoria Toensing. She is also a senior Justice Department official. Also with us today, former U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., Joe diGenova. He's also a Chief Counsel on the Senate Rules Committee. Welcome into you both this Friday.
Merry Christmas, Bianca.
Yes, great to see you. So when you see these new charges and know of the other ones, these new charges are very serious. We say they could, be 17 years behind bars. But obviously, there's a long time to go before that happens. What do you make of the charges, what could happen potentially with his defense, and also the timing, Victoria and Joe, that, well, December 13th, he was supposed to come in and talk to Congress for that deposition?
Well, I think it's very difficult to judge the timing because David Weiss, the special counsel, has been so untrustworthy from the beginning of this. For example, he's bringing charges now that should have been brought several years ago. These are run-of-the-mill, easy criminal cases that can be brought at any time. He was obviously forced to do so because of the great whistleblowers from the IRS who came forward. And yet, when you look at them, there are no conspiracy charges, which would revive old tax charges. There are no FARA violations. There's nothing in here there are no bribery violations. There's nothing that will touch Joe Biden. And the bottom line is this: the president can pardon his son at any time. So I expect Hunter to take the fifth in his deposition that's supposed to be upcoming, and I expect him to do everything to get the case dismissed in both jurisdictions.
Especially in the light of back in July, not that long ago, he was going to have a plea deal. None of this would have come to pass, as you mentioned. I mean, there's no charges that would bring Joe into it. They're always just a way to sort of skirt the rules in a way where it looks like they're doing something serious. But in the meantime, yes, Victoria, we know this is really just a shell game. I mean, I think he will pardon his son, too. I mean, that's, fascinating as we watch this. It was also a bad week, though, for Joe Biden as well. There's this impeachment inquiry vote that is happening. There's clearly stonewalling. How does this factor into this as well and the pressure that is mounting on him as he is running for a second term?
Well, I think it's going to help the Republicans in getting the necessary votes for an impeachment inquiry. I mean, when you read this indictment, it makes George Santos look like a saint, spending all this money on prostitutes and porno, $27,000 on a porno sex site. And I'll tell you something interesting for those of us who follow this, and we all three do. That is, people say, well, Joe Biden didn't have anything to do with Hunter sitting on the board of Burisma. Really? Well, when Joe Biden was no longer vice president, Burisma cut Hunter's salary in half. It's also interesting in there for the time period that Hunter had to borrow money to buy a truck from his father. He made $1.6 million. I bet you most of us who make that in a year could buy a pickup truck without help from Dad.
I would think so, too. And those are the other payments that a Wasco PC were reportedly connected to, was that pickup truck and the loan repayment there. Hunter's got some serious issues here. Obviously, Abbe Lowell, in his statement, tried to say if his name wasn't Hunter, these charges wouldn't come to play. How much further will David Weiss go? I guess that's the big question. Does he go with FARA? Does he go with some of these obvious charges that are just lingering?
I think not. I think what's going to happen is he's going to let this play out. He knows that the president can pardon Hunter at any time. David Weiss, as I said, is completely untrustworthy. These are charges that could have been brought a long time ago. What he's doing now is to cover his fanny, to preserve his professional career in Delaware. Delaware is a very small place. It's like a small southern town. Everybody knows David Weiss. They know what he did. They know how he and Leslie Wolf covered up this investigation, how they thwarted the FBI and the IRS. So I expect nothing of consequence from Weiss after this. I would be amazed.
And Bianca, they're not going to indict Hunter for FARA because guess who that would implicate? The big guy.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's in Burisma that Daddy Joe came in and did the official act of getting Victor Shokin fired to help Hunter out. So that's a whole FARA violation. Who did Hunter lobby for a foreign entity? Daddy.